This is how good narcissists are, folks. Even the best of the best of the best can be fooled by them. Who am I talking about? I am talking about this lady right here who recently appeared on an episode of Dr. Romani's podcast. And this is Vanessa Reiser, okay? Vanessa Reiser, keep that in mind. For those who don't know who Vanessa is, she is a licensed clinical social worker, okay, who used to date Louis Ruelas, who is now with Teresa Giudice of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And the two were lovey-dovey for a while, allegedly, and then all hell broke loose when their relationship ended. There is so much information that is now bubbling to the surface because of the various court cases that Vanessa has been in involving Louis. But let me tell you the shock and the horror when I heard the Bravo docket covering these emails that Vanessa wrote as Louis to try to make him read to his therapist. Now, again, I'm going to go into some of the bits of this, but these, what I'm about to read to you, these are emails that Vanessa wrote as Louis, okay, and was trying to force him to read to his therapist. Let's look at some of them. So here we go. I am here today because come to my attention over the last year and a half that I am mentally unhealthy due to bipolar. I also have ADHD, extreme anxiety, PTSD, deal with extreme insecurities, and am also a drug addict. I frequently press others in my vicinity to meet me at my frequency, which is very high, and when they do not do so, I punish them with passive-aggressive behavior. She goes on and on and on in the most unhinged manners, calling him inconsiderate, loud, obnoxious, selfish, aggressive, nasty person, impulsive, woman-bashing, dysregulated, unstable, narcissistic, egotistical, spoiled. I mean, she even calls him a psychopath. At one point, she says that he also has signs of borderline. I mean, she basically throws the entire DSM-5 at this man and calls him everything but a scumbag. And these were letters that, again, she wrote as him and wanted him to go and read to his therapist, but not tell his therapist that she wrote the letters. And she tries to cloak it as this is her professional diagnosis, but then in here she's like, you're an uneducated psychopath. Baby doll, that's just like an angry little child lashing out and calling names now. There's nothing professional about this. And then when you see the text exchanges that she was sending to him, she's in the gray and he's in the blue, by the way. This story, when it was put out in the media, was said oh, he was harassing his ex. He texted her 13 times when she was trying to get her stuff. These are those 13 times, you guys. It's him saying, please don't come to my house. Please don't come to my house. Please, I have my son there. Please, I won't be there tomorrow. Please come tomorrow. Please don't come to my house. And she basically, she goes, no, I will do what I want when I want, and you're going to deal with it. And I don't know, for someone who sits on the internet and educates people about narcissism, these emails that she sent to him, wow. As someone who grew up in a narcissistic household, wow, do they smack of some narcissistic abuse. You can pause and read some of that if you want. It gets worse and worse and worse as you read on. She curses at him. She calls him names. She belittles his parenting in ways. She also spins this weird story where she says I had to sleep on the floor of my mother's dirty spider house and I had no food. But he had given her $200,000 to renovate her mother's house. I don't know, for me personally, this spins and paints a completely different story than what we were led to believe about Louis. I'm not saying he's perfect, and I'm not saying we need to go and ride for him. We don't know yet, but wow, if you go and look at the evidence, it looks more like he was the victim of Vanessa than her ever being a victim of him. And this is why I warn people, be careful on these narcissism platforms, because narcissists love nothing more than to hide in the open, in places where they can get applause for being the victim. What do you think about seeing these kinds of behaviors from a licensed professional? Let me know what you think in the comments and follow for more.